Question number 19 reads, y is partly constant and partly varies as x. When y is equal to 2, x is equal to 3. And when y is equal to 5, x equal to 6. We're asked to find the relationship between x and y. Alright, the relationship between y and x in partial variation is y equal to a certain constant, k, multiplied by x, plus another constant, let us call it c. Alright, now we are going to form a system of equation, solve for k and c, then we substitute them back. You can see that when y is equal to 2, x is equal to 3. So let's substitute them. When y is equal to 2, x is equal to 3. So we have 3 times k, which is 3k. Then plus c. This is our first equation. Then, when y is equal to 5, x is equal to 6. So we have 5 equal to 6k plus another c. This is our second equation. I would like to subtract this equation in order to eliminate c. 2 minus 5 is negative 3. 3 minus 6 is negative 3, negative 3k. And c minus c is 0. If we divide both sides by negative 3, k will be equal to 1. This is the value of k. Then to find the value of c, we can substitute k equal to 1 in either equation 1 or equation 2. Let me use equation 2. 5 equal to 6k plus c. But we have seen that k is equal to 1. So we have 5 equal to 6 times 1 is still 6 plus c. If you subtract 6 from both sides, you can see that c will be equal to 5 minus 6. And c equal to negative 1. Then we plug them back. Remember, the relationship is y equal to kx plus c, for which k is 1 and c is negative 1. So we have y equals k is 1 and 1 times x is x. Then c is negative 1. So this is the relationship between y and x. Let's check the options, which is option B, y equal to x minus 1. Now let us move on to question number 20. Alright, here is question number 20. We are asked to find a quadratic equation whose roots are 2 and negative 1 over 3. So whenever you are given roots of a quadratic equation and you're asked to form the equation, just use the formula x squared minus the sum of the roots. You add them together, you multiply by x, then you add, you take their product, multiplication, and you set everything to be equal to 0. Okay, let's substitute. This is x squared minus the sum, meaning we should add the two roots together. 2 plus negative 1 over 3 is the same thing as 2 minus 1 over 3. Then you times by x, you add, you multiply them. 2 multiplied by negative 1 over 3. This is equal to 0. 2 minus 1 over 3 is simply the same thing as taking 3 multiplied by 2, which is 6. Then you subtract 1, you have 5. That is 5 over 3. So x squared minus 5 over 3 times x. Then if you multiply this together, you are going to get negative 2 over 3, which will overpower plus sign. We have minus 2 over 3. This is equal to 0. To clear the fractions, we can multiply every single term by 3. 3 times x squared is 3x squared minus this times 3, we have 5x, minus this times 3 is just 2. The whole of this equal to 0. Our quadratic equation that has just two roots is 3x squared minus 5x minus 2. 3x squared minus 5x minus 2, which is option B. Question number 21. Question number 21, we are asked to use this diagram to answer question 21 and question number 23. Just study the diagram. You can see we have two graphs here, a quadratic graph and a linear graph, and they intersect at some points, this and this. So let's go to the questions. So question number 21 reads, which of the following gives the points of intersection of the linear graph and the quadratic graph? The points where the two curves intersected. So you can see that the linear graph and the quadratic graph intersected at these 2 points. And what are the coordinates? The coordinate of the intersection, you can see the value of x at this point is -1, but the value of y is 0 at that point. Then coming down here, you can see x is 3 and y is what, 7, which is between 6 and 8. So the points of intersection are -1, 0, then 3, 7. -1, 0, then 3, 7, which is option E. Let's go to question number 22. Question number 22 reads, the equation of the line of symmetry is, what is a line of symmetry? A line of symmetry is a line that divides the curve into 2 equal parts. And we are talking about quadratic curve. So to find the line of symmetry, you need to take the roots, add them together and divide by 2. We have root here and we have another root here, -1 and 2. The points where the curve crosses x-axis are said to be the roots. So if you add them together, that is -1 plus 2, and you divide by 2, this will be 1/2 or 0.5. So 0.5 or 1/2 is somewhere here. It's a line that divides this curve into 2 equal parts and is a value of x. Therefore, we say that x is equal to 1/2 or 0.5, which is option C. Now question number 23. Question number 23, we're asked to find the equation of the quadratic graph. So the quadratic graph is here, and you know that the roots, that is the solution to that quadratic equation, are -1 and +2. So x could either be -1 or +2. X equal to -1 or +2. So to find the quadratic equation used to form that graph, we take x squared, we subtract the sum, that is -1 plus 2, then we multiply by x, then we add, we multiply the 2 roots again, then we set everything to be equal to 0. -1 plus 2 is +1 times x is x, so we have x squared minus x. Then -1 times 2 is -2. This is equal to 0. This is just the quadratic equation. X squared minus x minus 2. X squared minus x minus 2, which is option A. Now let us move on to question number 24. Question number 24 reads, which of the regions U, V, X, Y, and Z, which of them, you can see them right here, satisfies the inequalities y between 0 to 2, y greater than 0 and less than 2, y less than 3 plus x, and also x less than 0. Okay, I will use coloring. Y between 0 to 2 means what? You can see this is x-axis and this is y-axis. Between 0 to 2, this is the region. We are going to shade it. Something like this. Then y less than 3 plus x. Already we have a graph of y equal to 3 plus x. So anything less than that will be below the line. So we are going to shade something below it. I just want to find the points of intersection between the 3 shades. Then lastly, we have x less than 0. This is where x is equal to 0, right? Anything less than 0 means negative values from the origin to the left hand side. We are going to shade everything here to the left. Everything to the left. Then we are going to find the darkest area. You can see that the darkest area is Z, right? Just look at it. This is the darkest area. Therefore, Z is the region that satisfies the 3 inequalities, which is option E. Now let us move on to question number 25.